How you doing, buddy? He's our keyboard player. He's our newest addition. He's a brand new addition, y'all.
So you guys' band name, how did you come up with that?
Actually, I think it was sort of a combination after like 3 or 4 weeks of trying to figure out something clever.
It was a very frustrating process trying to come up with a band
Yeah,
name.
dude, we were texting ideas, and I just came up with this like gibberish Pinhead's Blancato, and like that was an idea. And then he texted back, and he's like, "What about Bela Blancato?" And like, who knows where it came from, but like that's.
I mean, it kind of has like a Latin sound to it, but it's not that meaningful, to be honest with you.
It's gibberish,
really.
dude.
Yeah,
There's no secret meaning.
Something to call ourselves.
I wanted
really.
something that people would guess as to its origin, as it were. So
Right, yeah.
I was looking for something to confuse people.
I have heard a lot of
Mostly.
interesting guesses too.
Sorry, I just removed that mystery from it.
Yeah, it's cool.
Wah, wah.
It'll still be a mystery
Edit
for
that
years
part?
to come. Nobody will ever remember this. So.
So how'd you guys all meet, though? Did you
Wow, that might be the one.
That'll take you guys back. Yeah, me and Corey know each other
Long
forever.
Forever.
Yeah, way back in the day, these kids have grown up together, and I don't know, I'm older than most of these kids here.
Yeah.
So like I've
Well,
got
it
5
really,
years on
I
him,
guess,
maybe.
started with me and Aaron. I met Aaron at a house show here in Bunker Hill. Kind of had some similar interests as far as studio work and playing in bands and shit. And we just started. Did it start with Alabama Black Snake? Was Aaron, is that the first time?
Yeah, that was probably it. I mean, like
Yeah, it started out with trying to do like a funk project called Alabama Black Snake. We had a show at a house show with this other kid, and it was just kind of not a very serious thing. And then we were in a couple other bands together that ran their course. And then after that, we decided we had to keep some shit going. We found this guy. We had recorded him before.
yeah,
That's how I met him.
Yeah, we
since he
met-
was playing
I met
music.
Chris 3 years ago
Tech,
from
Yeah.
from a fucking
And-
group that he was in playing metal.
Oh yeah.
I think that's around the same time I met Mark.
Yeah.
That's around the same time I met him.
Yeah, it was about
Maybe
the
a
same
little before
time.
that.
He got a little embarrassed, but I had met Chris again in a class that we had together, and I knew he kicked ass at drums. So that was all I really needed to know.
Yeah.
And the fact that he wasn't with any other project at the time, it's like come
Yeah.
over.
So we got him
And
over,
he did,
started
yeah.
jamming with him, and then he got Corey over, and then, I mean, shit, this is what happened. A year later, here we are.
So I know you guys are, from what I understand, pretty good with Hi-Fi Empire.
Yeah.
They're
Oh,
cool
yeah.
dudes. But
Yeah.
aside from them, to keep friends out of it, who's your favorite local band? Local, just around the area. It doesn't have to be Kokomo, doesn't have to be Bunker, but somewhere around Howard County-ish.
I mean, I think for me
As
personally,
a band or a personal?
for
Either
me
way.
personally, I think that's where Hi-Fi kind of grouped along with us, as I'm such a fan of theirs. I've known Shane and Ryan for quite some time, and I caught wind of what they were doing when they were calling themselves Eating Animals, and I for around here, man, when it's not metal, it turns my ear on. So I kind of found them and rolled with that, and I've been inviting them to shows ever since. They kind of formed a brother sister kind of relationship with them. As far as like say not metal plays,
Yeah.
I mean, like it's hard to find any non-metal groups around here. So when we found them, it was kind of like
Bo Jackson 5's good as hell. dude.
yeah, Bo Jackson
that's,
5
that's
is
what I was gonna say.
probably right up there. But for me personally, like I say Hi-Fi, and that's the reason we are kind of. I mean, we're doing a split
No
tape with
Coast is
Hi-Fi.
really good. I mean, we don't ever play with them, but
They're too good for
or at
us.
least we haven't yet. But I like them. I really liked Crosstown Collision.
Yeah,
they
played with
They're
those
not that
dudes.
local. I mean, they are a local band, but
Yeah.
Yeah, Crust
and then
was really
yeah,
fun.
I mean, I would honestly have to say Hi-Fi is one of my favorites. I mean, not only am I friends with them, but I mean, those guys are rad musicians.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
most of them.
You got one?
Hi-Fi.
That's pretty unanimous.
I was just trying to not say
One of the biggest reasons
Yes,
why we're drawn towards each other.
Yeah.
I think we enjoy each other's music.
Say is as a band as a whole, and then musicians singularly, what are some of your biggest influences?
Share. I believe in life after love. That's just me. But I grew up on a different timeline than these kids.
That's such a hard question when people ask about influences because, I mean, there's a lot of shit I listen to,
Yeah,
but
where
that
are you
doesn't
gonna stop?
necessarily
It's just sort of a
influence
moral.
what we play here.
Right.
You know what I mean? I said to Aaron the other day that Bela Blancato is basically a combination of our all of our influences and our abilities, and it's just, you know, we're playing what we think sounds cool.
Almost multi-generational.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
with the range
it
of age.
might not necessarily be funk or, you know, what I don't know what you would want to call it. It's
Oh,
just,
we don't have a genre.
we think it sounds cool, man.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, what we like to play.
Like he said, I think it's a combination of our limitations and our influences.
Yeah.
I mean, I suck at bass, so
And-
have to
yeah.
like range it. We top it out right there with the like highest ability. I think that'd be Corey with his theory, but I don't know. As far as influences go, I think music is our main influence. It doesn't really matter
Yeah.
what genre you clump it into. Everybody's gonna clump it into something
Yeah.
else.
Yeah.
When it comes down to it, it's all gonna be up to opinion, a matter of perception. So whatever. We got some heavier songs and some funkier songs. I don't know. Like I say, Cher has always been an influence in my life. Everybody laughs when I say that.
All right, so let's go into this one. If you guys, as a whole, as a band, could describe yourself in one word, what would that word be? Can you do it? I guess is the main question.
One word? We'd have
One
to.
word.
Fun?
One singular word.
Fun would be
We need a huddle.
Let's huddle. Let's huddle.
It's one of those
Come
gotcha
on.
questions.
Come on.
No, I started off this project as funk. Nobody does funk around here,
Dance.
but I think, I don't know, maybe fusion would be the best word. It's sort of a melting pot cauldron of a lot of different influences and abilities. He grew up on a lot of pop punk. I grew up on a lot of like R&B and death metal, which is an odd combination, but I mean, and these kids I knew. Well, I don't know shit about these kids.
I mean, you know, with me, it's a little bit of. I play the horn, obviously. So
Yeah,
it's gonna be
yeah.
a little bit of classic jazz. You know, it's.
He wanted one word.
One
Yeah,
word.
we're,
one
we're,
word.
we're
I
going
think
back to
we're over our
influences
limit.
now.
Yeah.
And honestly, like, I guess I would say funk, just because the core aspects that we all love about funk is kind of what we try to incorporate, like the punctuality, you know, like somebody once described funk to me as being hit in the face with a marshmallow and then eating your way out before the next bar, just constantly. And
That's not one word.
It's not one word, but it's a description or it's an explanation for one word, which is
Right.
funk. And
Funk.
I mean,
Funk.
you know,
I'm cool.
Try to make people dance. I mean, I don't know. Funk's a good word.
It is a good word.
Either that or share.
Sure. Share's good.
Yeah.
All right, so we keep talking about not so much influences anymore, but if you guys got a chance to go on a national tour, a worldwide tour, and you got to pick any 3 or 4 bands to go with, who would you want to tour with? Who would you want to spend the better part of a year hanging out with?
So we gotta find bands that are
Like
less
similar?
better than us.
Yeah.
Well,
So we stand out.
We would want to bring Hi-Fi with us.
Yeah, dude.
Share.
Because if we're gonna hang out,
No,
How many times?
I grew up on Primus. To share a stage with those
That would be
cats,
cool.
Les Claypool and those, that would be a dream come true. But that's just one of those big fantasy jack-off rock sessions. Dude, I don't know. I was very, very impressed with Rush live. Those guys would be fun to share a stage
Yeah.
with. But just because the crowd they draw
Hell
are
yeah.
so eclectic in themselves that they wouldn't mind hearing our crazy version of
Well,
music.
I wouldn't mind going on tour with Tom Petty. I mean, I know he's old, but shit, like anybody with just, you know, fun music, like that's up tempo and right up there, kind of with us on the energy factor.
Yeah.
It'd be hard to say, like, if you want to point out artists that are similar to us, they're just gonna make us look bad.
I don't know. I think a lot of local musicians would be funnest, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'd love
There's-
to play with Crosstown.
There's a
Those
local
are really
energy
fun.
that is growing in this little corner of our earth that is
Yeah.
like unexpected to the most part. We showed up, and I was personally surprised by the amount of support and element that is equal to ours. It's kind of I don't know. Am I describing that properly? It's just
I think you got that one.
mouth masturbation. I think that's what I'm doing right now. I don't know. Like say, Hi-Fi would be right up my alley, but I love those guys. I just love to watch them play, and I've always been
Yeah, that would be
fun.
great to go on tour.
There's a
with
lot
them.
of fun bands that will
Yeah.
draw a really fun crowd, and I'm not dropping names, but Dwarf Among Midgets, those cats are fun. Bo Jackson 5, A Failed Escape, Owl. I don't know. I'd probably prefer to bring local musicians just
Yeah.
to fucking
Yeah.
kind of keep it together.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Again, I'm sort of a masturbatory kind of guy when it comes down to it. I like playing with myself a lot, so I'd bring me for a tour.
I'd bring you to
I'd bring us.
it.
I'd bring you guys.
A little Aaron on Aaron action.
We're gonna do solo nights on top of our. We're just gonna bring each other in. We'll play it together at the end.
What do you guys do outside of music? Because outside of Bela Blancato, what do you guys do for fun, or for a job that is not necessarily fun?
Oh, I do drugs. But I shouldn't say that out loud. No, I don't do drugs.
Play a lot of
anymore.
Xbox, dude. Xbox is
Yeah.
These fags play video games.
Like you don't.
I masturbate.
That's actually
Lot
one
of
of my
porn.
main.
A lot of porn.
No,
Yeah.
I play a lot of
of
disc
razors.
golf.
Spank wire,
Yeah, in the summer, weather permitting. Other than
And
that,
through the winter.
sometimes when it's cold too.
Yeah.
I
Other
can't
than
get
that,
him
yeah,
off the course.
I play video games and do this. I mean, I have a full-time job, not a ton of time for hobbies.
Right.
We record music outside of our own
Yeah.
bands. That we do demo work. Our most recent project was
Eyes of the Prophet.
Eyes of the Prophet from Lafayette, but that was a couple
Which-
years ago now.
Yeah, and they're not calling themselves that anymore.
But
Yeah.
that was our last project. I mean, I met him through our familiarity with recording, our love of recording music, I suppose. So we kind of hung out because of that. So I would record if my druthers I would be recording and be a session musician for the most part. I hate touring and playing out loud.
Yeah.
Easy.
It's
But,
always been a hobby for me too. I've done it for free. I've gotten paid to do it. I mean, like I enjoy doing it.
recording
So
for
I
me,
guess that would be a big hobby.
aside from masturbation and drugs.
I bowl.
He bowls.
Bowl.
What a fag!
I'm just now learning this. I didn't even know that about
I
you.
didn't know
Yeah, I
that.
bowl.
You got your own shoes?
I do.
He's a
Oh.
bowler.
He's a bowler.
He's a bowler.
You got your own ball.
He didn't rent this.
I have
Balls.
three
Three
bowling balls.
3 balls.
3 balls.
Three
All
balls.
right.
You go bowling? I gotta get better. I'm awful.
Let's go bowling tonight.
Dude, you got a ball?
I don't got a ball, but they always got.
Corey's got 3, so-
Oh yeah, 1, 2,
I
3.
do. I do have three.
You guys gotta get your own.
One of them's cracked.
Got dibs on one.
Ooh.
Not the
I'm
crack one.
terrible at bowling. I'll be lucky to break 100.
My shoulder hurts.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm awful at bowling.
And my vagina
Yeah.
hurts a lot after bowling.
I shoot video.
I'm alright.
Yeah, he does video.
Yeah, he's
That's-
making our music video.
I mean, we met him in the same band that I met Chris in. So it was kind of like a long time coming to find a good keyboard player who can actually play. So we're still trying to find him.
and
Heyo!
and know how to use a computer and all that.
Yeah,
other
he's
shit
down.
that's
No, this kid
important.
is good on the fucking film.
Yeah.
He's a renaissance man. He kind of does it all. So a lot of outside influences for what we do.
We're still getting it
outside of
together
this
on
band,
that, but
Yeah, to get back to you on that. Aside from masturbation, drugs, and bowling. I didn't know that about him. That's cool.
What is your favorite part about playing shows?
the chicks, dude. No,
Chicks.
there's no chicks. There never has been.
13-year-olds.
My favorite part of a show, or when it does happen, is when I see people dance to our music.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
when,
their reaction,
not
yeah.
moshing, like I've actually gotten to see people dance before,
Right.
and that was the best part to me, because
Yeah.
that's why we write these songs. Is, we want people to feel it in their booty, and they do.
Put on their boogie shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with Corey, man. The response of the crowd is kind of, we feed off that energy, man.
Yeah.
When they're having fun, I know we're doing something right, so therefore I'm having more fun.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
the free drinks. There always seems to be free drinks involved.
Yes.
I love to
Wouldn't
play.
know.
Oh,
I
the
just-
masturbation.
Masturbation and drugs, right?
Masturbation.
And watching other bands is fun.
Masturbation.
All right. Well, it sounds like you guys have been in a few bands before, just been playing your things. What's one of the biggest differences not having to write with a singer in mind, with a vocalist in mind? How does that go?
Oh, it's huge. For one, the songs are way shorter.
Yeah, repeating so a chorus can get across is kind of
Yeah.
that's a beautiful chore that we get to ignore.
No need to, needlessly repeat
repetition.
anything. Other than that,
Personally, vocals lead the band, and a lot of people see that guy as the front man, and then all of a sudden the singer is the representative of the band. I didn't want one person representing this band. I wanted the music to speak for itself, and to me, music can speak for itself as long as you give it a chance. When you're overdubbing vocals with everything, it's like now we all of a sudden have a point to the song. The song's about something. The song is about a lost love or a broken heart, yada yada yada. To where I wanted people to dance.
All right. So we got the last question. You guys are playing our New Year's Eve show coming up the end of this month. You guys ever played a New Year's Eve show before?
Oh, this will be our first. We just started playing shows this year, so and that was August 4th was our first show, September 1st. September 4th.
What about with your other projects?
I did play a show on New Year's Eve
No, we played that
in
Christmas weekend.
a band I was in like high school, but it wasn't really a New Year's Eve party.
Yeah.
Like it
Usually I'm drunk before New Year's shows.
I
up,
barely
so-
remember. It was so long ago. Like it really wasn't very significant. I don't think. But I do think it was on New Year's Eve.
But no, I for Bela Blancato, this will be our first New Year's, and we're fucking giddy about that. That was gonna be
Yeah,
a fun
I'm
show.
excited about it.
Yeah.
I think it'll be fun.
Yeah.
Being there in town and definitely want to do something cool on New Year's Eve.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
Instead of sitting around masturbating in the chair again.
so, yeah.
Taking drugs.
Oh, drugs, yeah, drugs. We got to do drugs.
So what happens if the end of the world happens though?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll
Come to
have to worry
the
about
come
it.
to the end of the world dance party. I mean,
Yeah.
We are doing a party on the 21st. You guys are invited, by the way. But yeah, that'd be fun. But I
Could be
really
our last
doubt.
performance.
I really doubt that it's going to end. Neil deGrasse Tyson would have told us so.
Yeah, that's true. That man knows everything.
See, he knows what I'm talking about. Neil deGrasse Tyson would have told us that the world was going to an end. I believe in Neil. Neil for president.
Yes, dude.
He's going to be our first black president.
You guys got anything else you want to say before we wrap this up? Anything else at all?
Share.
Oh yeah.
drugs.
And drugs and masturbation
Bowling.
are all good things.
Bowling.
Tell your parents that's what you want for Christmas.
Drugs and
Share,
masturbation.
drugs, and masturbation.